The RMS Events Management module helps you organise and oversee the smooth running of meetings, weddings, parties and conferences. Events is an optional add-on, so you will need to speak to your local RMS sales team to have the module enabled. Once enabled, there are some setup requirements and it is helpful to do them in a certain order. Let's begin. The event order, sometimes known as a banquet event order, is the key document given to the client outlining the details of the event. The order has a footer where you can add information such as terms and conditions or disclaimers. Go to Setup, Event Management, Event Order Footer. Either paste or type your footer into this box and when done, choose Save and Exit. Next, list all of the types of events held at your property. Under Event Management, choose Event Type. Examples of event type might be meetings, weddings or conferences. Let's jump ahead now to task groupings. RMS Events is a task-based module where ultimately we'll be building lists of tasks that need to be performed by individuals, departments and third-party companies called service providers. More on those in a moment. It can, however, be very helpful to group different types of tasks. Examples might include food and beverage, service, setup, audio-visual or maintenance. Under Setup, go to Lookup Tables, Grouping and add new headings for tasks. This will all start to make sense soon, and remember, you can always come back and change these settings later. Next, back under Event Management, go to Service Providers. These are the people and third-party companies that will carry out the tasks. Select Add and then enter as much information as you have on this service provider. If the service provider is an external company or an internal department, you may want to record the contact details of their individual employees or members. Most importantly, make sure you choose Event Management as the service provider type. We now need to set up the sundries that will allow us to charge the client for the goods and services that make up the event. Under Setup, go to Accounts and then Sundries. Add a description and optionally add the price here. Select the General Ledger account code by which you will track these sales. Select the applicable tax type and click Save and Next to continue adding sundries. When done, click Exit. Don't worry if you can't think of all the sundries now, as you can come back later and add more. Master tasks can be set up now, or you can wait until you start to enter your first event. Either is fine, but let's walk through one now to see how it's done. Under Event Management, choose Master Tasks and click Add to start your first master task. Enter a description for the task. The description is the instruction for the service provider and what you're agreeing to provide the client, so be clear and accurate. Leave the report order at 99 unless you want to alter the order in which it will appear in reports and run sheets. You may want to leave the start and duration details until you're actually using this task in an event. Check this box if the client doesn't need to see this task on the event order. Select the service provider that will typically perform this task and then choose one of the task groupings we set up earlier. Click Save when finished. The final setup requirement is task charges. This is what we will charge the client for the provision of the task. In an existing master task, under Sundries, click Add. Select one of the sundries we created earlier. Until this charge is added to an event, you probably won't know the quantity, so leave this as 0. If this is a refundable charge, such as a bond, check this box. Enter the budgeted cost of the sundry and what you will charge. When the event is over, you can enter the actual cost and charge for in-depth analysis of the profitability of this event. A fluctuation between the budget and actual might occur if the task was for a seasonal commodity. For example, you might have quoted for lobster at the current cost, only to find that the price has gone up at the time of the event. Multiple charges can be added to a master task. When you're finished, click Save and Exit. You're now ready to start adding your first event. Watch part 2 of this series to learn how.